What is up, bros? Be Josh here. In today's video, we are going over one of my favorite tier 10 ships to play, and it is the Henri IV, the tier 10 French cruiser. And I think this is a ship that really, right now with a lot of clan battles going on and people coming in and asking me, and a lot of actually tier 10 ships in general, getting a lot of reworks, getting nerfs, getting buffs, changes coming to certain things, especially with the Henri getting its reload, consumable coming too. People ask me, what's your favorite tier 10? What is the best tier 10? And those tend to be very, very different answers. You know, when people ask what's the best tier 10, you're going to look at something like the Hindenburg, Zao, Des Moines, look at what's basically in the competitive scene, like the Moskva. There's a lot of other ships that are, especially at tier 10, that are outside of what I would consider strong for their tier. Now, in my opinion, all the tier 10 cruisers are extremely good. They're extremely good at different things, and they all play very differently. But outside of what I would consider the good and the top tier and what you would see in a lot of competitive situations, I think the Henri kind of falls out of that, but the Henri falls under what would be, in my opinion, some of the most fun, or if not one of the most fun tier 10 cruisers, as in like the Minnow and the Worcester. Now the Worcester's kind of been found its interesting spot in a lot of competitive play, being very effective. Minotaurs, when set up the right way, can be very, very effective, as well as being the radar Minnow, the Mimitar. But I feel like the Henri kind of gets left behind a lot in a lot of the conversations of the best, but I think the Henri is kind of top of the team, top of the list at being one of the more fun. I would put the Minotaur, in my opinion, Minotaur and probably the Henri as the my top two favorite ships to play for fun at tier 10 in the cruiser category. I think the Henri's a blast. It has amazing shells, high rate of fire. It's extremely fast, and it has this very, very unique playstyle of being this kind of annoyance. If you've ever played the Khabarovs, you know that your main job is to go out on the flank, even support maybe like another destroyer, and just cause hell on a team. Now, the Henri IV is basically that in cruiser form. What I mean by that, you tend to have a bit of a loftier shell, but you're going to hit extremely high. Your alpha damage is extremely high. Your rate of fire is pretty decent, and it's going to be even better with the reload consumable, which is coming to the tier 8, tier 9, tier 10. Which basically, if you don't know, it's a 15-second consumable that will let you basically get 3 salvos of this ship out extremely fast. Yes, another consumable for a tier 10 ship. So you'll have to look down, because I believe it's going to be on the I key. I think that's what it is on the testing right now. So you're definitely going to want to look down and just see exactly where you're aiming. But the Henri, I just think, is a blast to play. And what is the Henri extremely good at? It's extremely good at Minotaurs, taking out Minotaurs. Sadly, one of them was our clanmate. But this thing is extremely good because of the size of the Henri with 240 millimeter shells. Extremely big. You can basically overpen every cruiser, or not every cruiser, overpen a Minotaur no matter what angle it is, and you will see that later in the game where we start feeding down these poor little Minotaurs. But on top of that too, if you get close enough to, let's say, like Yamato, you can actually Citadel Yamato, you can Citadel basically everything, and then you get to that really, really big armor. We're trying to figure out and try to get the right shot for that Minnow. But the best part about this ship, and you can see it with this in this game especially, is it has a really good ability to recover and get to a different part of the map because it's so fast. You have that speed boost, which it's basically the only line of cruisers that has that, and you can get from point A to point B extremely, extremely fast. And you'll kind of see this as our whole team kind of lemmings to CCAP. There's a lot of nothing going on at CCAP. There's a lot of weird trading, but they're kind of just winning, and it's basically me and my Shima trying to take over this B cap and try to hold off whatever team's over here, and we're basically trying our best. But this game is actually pretty awesome. It was a lot of fun. There's been a lot of these recently. It seems like for a long time, tier 10s. Tier 10 games are kind of like such a one-sided match. This was actually extremely, extremely close, this game. So I've been really enjoying these. I've been noticing a bit more. But not only does the ship have a good fire rate, it has a unique play style, and it has a really, really good AP. And you'll kind of see that once we start feeding on this Freddy later. But what you're so good at, and we kind of have to play a bit more defensive because we're kind of losing this game, and trying to hit a Kaba at 14k in this with a bit of a loftier shell is a bit tough. But you'll see we'll actually be really close to our our clanmate here in a second, and you'll see what this thing can do with the AP shells. And I want to start rotating a lot of my cruisers over to AP, and we got super lucky here. But you'll see this first salvo. Well, actually, he gets lucky right here. I don't get the reload in time, so I wish it would reload just a bit faster. We would have got it right there. Probably had extra marksmanship too. But Minnow kind of gets out of the way just in time, but we'll get around this corner, and you'll see what Henri AP does to a Minotaur in just a little bit. This thing is so good against basically everything anyways, but especially this ship with its armor plating thickness and its caliber, you just overmatch it to hell. And you'll see right here, I think he gets spotted for just a split second. We have the AP loaded. We took the first ship, so that's good, but we basically lose all control of this map, which is awful. And I think the plane gets the spot on him. Yeah, the plane gets a spot on him right now. And French AP versus British cruiser is definitely going to hurt. And the Henri, I would say, is actually pretty accurate. So there's a nice little double citadel. And even when he's, as he's saying, stop in chat, and even when we're a bit angled away, we will start, I mean, we'll even get another citadel right here. So, I mean, you'll just can murder the Minotaurs, especially because of the caliber of the shell. So you'll see how good this ship is. The strength of this ship is kiting away and just burning everything to the ground. And then if something, I mean, even bow in, the Freddy just is absolutely amazing. Or the Henry is just absolutely amazing against that, even with AP. I mean, that was a 5,600 salvo or something like that with AP. So it's really good. And a high fire chance, which I absolutely love. I really, really enjoy this ship. I really do. I've been playing a lot of high tier DDs recently, and whenever I can, whenever there's a tier 10, this is one of my kind of go-to ships right away for being extremely fun, because it just kind of gets out. I mean, when I'm playing clan battles, I'm usually playing Hindenburg or Zhao, just because they tend to be stronger in war situations than like the Henry would. The strength of the Henry is something that isn't extremely strong in a lot of situations for like the competitive scene, but in random battles, it's, you know, completely different arena. So you can have this different playstyle be very, very effective. And your job as this ship is to just be annoying, so everybody's inner troll will be happy, and you can play this ship and do a lot of damage and have a lot of fun. I've been seeing the rise in this ship recently. I mean, it's been a while. This line's been out for, the French cruiser line's been out for a while, and it seems recently that people are playing this ship a lot more. I don't know what it is. Maybe just trying to get the new legendary module on it. I'm not sure. Legendary module basically makes this thing extremely agile and adds a whole new playstyle. But I think this ship was very underrated, basically on the fun level. But still, I think it's kind of weaker when it comes to, let's say, a competitive realm because of what it has to do. Its detection is kind of higher than everything. It's kind of hard to fit into most metas and playstyles. But what you can do in random battles is extremely fun. So right now we get to just keep we have a full life Freddy. You can't really do anything. The spaced armor on the French cruisers makes it extremely hard to citadel. So you just get to kind of laugh, and this guy is kind of doing the right thing. They'll just, I mean, you can only do so much. He probably should have focused on me to give me some suppressing fire, but there's really nothing he can do. But as you can see, our team has lost 2 of our destroyers, which is really bad. One of them being cabin, one of them being my div mate, the Shima, who was basically spending his whole life on B trying to hold that down. And as you can see, our team is almost all at C. They have like a 2-to-1 ship lead, and they're still not taking C. So that's the bummer. That's the high tier of play right now. It's a lot of going to one side and then a couple holding down another side. So we will try to take this guy down. And I think we get like a fire here, and I think we switched to AP after this. And we got so close on those torps. So close. And we want to get the switch over to AP as fast as possible. I think I wanted like one more fire. Oh, I think I really get this guy right here, yeah. So you see, so he just popped his repair, so we know that is gonna go down. And we see the min over there. Now we are winning in kills. And that was one of those phantom full pens for no fire or no damage, which is never a good one. But here you just see what the Henry can do. If you force a fire on a battleship, like relatively quickly, he repaired 2 fires, so it's only one thing you could have done. This is what the Henry will do, and this is how scary that reload consumable will be. Is if you get that repair, I mean, imagine instead of like 3 salvos right here, you could potentially got 5 or 6 or whatever. So Also, we get, I think, the third fire. Yeah, I remember that. So, it repairs 2 fires, 3 salvos in a row, fire, fire, fire. There's nothing this guy can do. So, my thought is that Iowa goes down. I put another salvo into that guy. He's not really going to do anything. We take a decent salvo from our minnow friend. That's our clan mate, supposed to be our friend. And he puts another, he probably puts, what, 10 some K into me. So down he goes. There's our arsonist. And basically, it's up to me to start pushing this. It's only a Cabal left, which is really nice. They got some kills on those guys. But we have a Minotaur, who I know is good. They have, basically, they have 3 minnows left. One's our clanmate. Apparently, the one was a radar one, so we get to be, as long as we find him, we should be all right. And so we just need to push. And if we spot those, even at range, we'll just destroy them. So we just need to get spots on them. That's about it. And you will see what happens. I mean, we're already at 3 citadels right now, 118,000 damage, which is a solid game right there. But we do have to be a little careful because I'm trying to bait out the shots, our minnow right now, because he's smoke. And I'm trying to bait out some shots, but here we go. And there's the shots right there. Because usually the minnow can get like 2-3 salvos into the sky before you can kind of fire back. And here we go. Down he goes. Three citadels right there. Next salvo in already. There's not much he can do because we were just going to overmatch. And boom, 2 salvos, full to then. And we're going to do the exact same thing on this guy. So in between 2 minnows, it's usually pretty bad. Especially 2 skilled minnows. And we'll put a little hurting on that guy. Boom. So in what? 3 salvos, I think we just did 40-some thousand damage. And I don't think I get a citadel at this angle, but we're up to 8 already. I think he gets a pretty nice, yeah, we don't get a citadel right there. We do smack a decent little shot. He was giving us some decent angles later in the game, I believe. And I was kind of surprised. But down he goes to the torps. We need our shimmer. There's the salvo right there. And we need this Grozavoy. He's laying smoke for me, but he doesn't realize that we just need to keep pushing through. This is at the point, and this is the spot too. I think I was getting to situations where I wouldn't have been able to get to in any other ship other than the Henry. I feel like the speed of this ship was, I was able to get around or get into ways of things that Cabba just couldn't farm me. I was able to stay far enough from that GK, or that Freddy, so he couldn't really like do too much to me. And we're able to get to this next cap and then push on to a cap as well. And I feel like this is the only cruiser that could have done that. So, and we love broadside minnows, but we got unlucky there, only 2 overpens. So we got up to 10. So in that little bit of damage right there, a little bit of time, we just knocked up about 70,000 more damage. Thank you, Minotaurs. Now they're going to heal some of that back. Luckily, one's dead. But we just need to push through and help this Grozavoy hopefully take down that Cabba. Now, AP's actually still decent on the Cabba because it has that plating, so we can get those full pens. But most of the time, HE will still be the one. And I was really hoping that we would not just get burned down by this guy, because that would be bad. And I took a huge risk right here of just repairing the single fire. And we get actually pretty lucky, but that minnow is starting to work us down. I got lucky that those minnows both just didn't open up on me. I feel like if they would have got me on that broadside, probably would have chunked through 13k pretty quick, just with the Cabba. But we'll put a little back turret Hail Mary. We'll get some distance too. Luckily, our Grozavoy is sticking on that Cabba, or sticking on the cap, so we can get it. There's a nice little. There's high caliber as well. Right there. So still 197k, still pushing through. And again, this is just I still just think the ship is so much fun, and I think it's very underrated. Or maybe I wouldn't say underrated. I would say maybe underappreciated on what this ship can actually do. Now, is it the strongest tier 10? No. Is it even like the top 5 strongest tier 10 cruisers? Probably not. But is it fun? I would say this ship is probably one of the most fun ships at tier 10, especially in the cruiser. I tend to find the Hindenburg extremely good, but kind of boring. I tend to find the Moskva extremely good, but kind of boring. Same with the Zhao, and maybe that's just me just playing a lot of games, especially with the Zhao and the Hindenburg. But I tend to find this playstyle, this open water, kiting, whatever you want to call it, this playstyle, I find it extremely fun, and that's what you really want in a ship. You know, especially when I'm even talking to people about a lot of ships that they're going through, and it's asking me if they should skip ships, like with free XP or something like that. And a lot of ships are just, or they talk about grinding. Like I found like the Pan Asian DD line to be extremely fun, and I wouldn't consider that a grind because I enjoyed playing those ships. And I found like the Charles Martel, the tier 8, I found it to be okay. But I found like the St. Louis, the Saint Louis, if you want to call it, the tier 9, I found to be a lot of fun, so I didn't mind it. I found the Henry to be an extremely fun ship. So, and we'll get that nice kill by the cab. He kind of yellowed a little bit, and which is fine for us, I guess. But we will keep pushing through. And 200,001, right? We should have just left with that. But overall, a good comeback for our team. We were able to hold on, and we'll see what some AP can do against this guy. I mean, the Henry, not only is this a good cruiser, but man, against Minotaurs, it's hard to beat, man. 7K, you just can't angle. He can try his best, but no matter what, there's nothing he's going to be able to do. Even front guns, we'll be able to bounce a lot of his shells too. So down he goes. So the Henry feeding on the Minotaurs. We were easily going to use this as a torp shield. Easy. We both got around, so I'm okay with that. And a hell of a comeback too. That was another one. We had some really good games that day of just good comeback games. But overall, what I think we get one more Citadel. I think we get a little bit more damage in this game, and just an overall fun game. And I feel like this is just such a fun ship. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of the Henry. One, do you enjoy this ship? Two, are you planning on grinding toward this ship? And we're gonna see what a Minotaur versus a Moskva tends not to end too well for the Minotaur. I think we snag one more salvo on this guy. I'm not sure. I think we had one more salvo. But broadside Minnow to a Moskva tends not to end too well for said Minotaur, and we're gonna cap this out in a nice comeback. So on a team that started off a little slow, but we did end up coming back. And again, I think we won this game, or I was able to do things in this game that were things the Minotaur only, or the Henry only could have done. But did we get it? No. Yeah, there's 92 life left. Did we snag the kill? I forget who gets the last kill. He ends up getting it. But anyways, guys, wanted to make this video. I think the Henry is super underrated and underappreciated. So 211k damage, 3 kills, a whole bunch of Citadels, a whole bunch of XP and credits, and a couple campaign missions even done too. So and some really good XP as well. But anyways, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think of the Henry IV. Do you enjoy this ship? Are you grinding for this ship? Because I'm interested in it. Let's hashtag Henry IV. So much fun. I really do enjoy this ship. But anyways, guys, want to make a quick little video on the tier 10 French cruiser, but how much I actually enjoy it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.